Well, we are on to album number 7 of KoRn's catalog. See you on the other side. Ladies and gents in Cyberland, coming back to another album review of KoRn's catalog. This time we're on to See You on the Other Side. So, after Head left, a lot of us were kind of in the space of the band's going to continue, but what is it going to sound like? That was just the reality. And song comes out called Twisted Transistor, and it's more elements of industrial, and more industrial is prevalent. Like, it's like they took what worked with Untouchables and helped make See You on the Other Side. However, I think when I got the double CD for this album, I just was able to get it. I wasn't looking for it. But I just wasn't as excited anymore about KoRn's material. It was really sad. And what played a part was Head leaving. It just didn't make me as excited anymore, and it showed. It really did. When I heard this album, it felt like the music just wasn't as good. The lyrics wasn't the problem. It wasn't David's drumming or Fieldy's bass. It was the fact that Head wasn't there, and it showed in the guitars. Monkey did what he could, and no discredit to him, he did the best he could. But but here's the thing: if Head had stayed and Monkey had left, I think this still would have been the case. When those two get together in a room and make guitar tracks together, it just gels, and the music does so much better. And with him being gone, it was like, the body was missing a left part of it, or a right leg or something. And it just showed. There were some tracks on here that were good. It was a step up from Take a Look in the Mirror, that's for sure. However, it wasn't a step up to where it made me look forward to more material. Matter of fact, this album just kind of, in hindsight at the time, it just made me look in other directions for other music. I just wasn't as enthusiastic as buying any more material from KoRn. They came out with anything, I just wasn't running to go listen to it or buy it. Because really it was the music. The music wasn't there. Just the way it was. Looking back on it, though, it was a good album because it showed that the band still can carry on, but they really need to look at themselves on how they want to proceed about doing it. I think that was one way to look at it. My rating for the album is a 7 out of 10. Yes, sirs. There wasn't any tracks I didn't like. However, it was better than Take a Look in the Mirror, but it's not better than the first 5 to me. And there were some forgettable tracks, but there wasn't any tracks I didn't like. That's the best way to say it. It's also the last album with David Souvenir for the original KoRn. After this album, David took a break apparently, but never came back after that. like never came back to the band. And to this day, there's always this thing of like why that is, or who said what, or was David didn't want to come back and they moved on, or he did want to come back and the other members wouldn't let him back. It's always some drama. There's always some drama with this. But it is what it is. David not being there does affect the sound with KoRn moving forward for drumming. But I've been able to look past that. Ray is a great drummer, but the guitars are just gotta have Head there. I feel if Head or Monkey ever leaves the band, I think that's when they should call it quits. Like the next time around, I don't see them. It just they and I think Head played a huge part in the lyrics too. I really do. I really think he did, because the lyrics for this album were a step down. They're a step up from Take a Look in the Mirror, but a step down from the other stuff. And it just feels like I don't think Head wrote anything, but I think Head would sometimes say something to Johnson like, "Hey man, try this," or his presence. Maybe it's just his presence helped with that, whatever that was. My top 5 tracks are Hypocrites, Twisted Transistor, It's Me Again, Souvenir, and Too Late I'm Dead. Now, 2 of those tracks are not on the 14-track album. It's on if you get the deluxe. So to me, I'm like, you know what? I like these songs as much as the rest of the album, so I'm going to make them in my top 5 because they're pretty badass. Especially It's Me Again. That is like a old school track, KoRn track to me. I would say if you're open to experimental with KoRn now, because this is where we're going, I would say check it out. I don't feel it's better than the first 5 albums, but it does give some Untouchable vibes to it, and it's better than the 6th album. I would just say if you're open to them being experimental, then you could go this route, because there's a lot of experimentation in this album. It's kind of intertwined. But yeah. So, on to the music.
Hypocrites! 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 Weaving rows of Jeremiah, drops of blood drip off your metal, representing all our tears in a ring of burning metal. How you gonna be? What you gonna say it? Doesn't bother me who you gonna be. Social rules and say it's